All right, so that is the big statement coming in from the government of India that India and US are working and they are working towards a bilateral trade agreement. But meanwhile, the Donald Trump tariff bombs have been dropping against India, and the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal making that big statement in Lok Sabha saying that the country, the government is working towards national interest and therefore to protect the interests of our farmers, our MSMEs, as well as our entrepreneurs. We will make sure that they are not harmed, even though the country is now, making that negotiation with Donald Trump and America as far as trade agreement and tariffs are concerned. At the same time, Piyush Goyal also said that there are several virtual meetings that have taken place. They will be taking place in the future as well. And there have been 4-phase physical meetings between officials of India and America as well. But clearly, a strong statement coming in from the government of India with Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal countering Donald Trump's, statement of dead economy against India, as well as the opposition charges of how Donald Trump has been bulldozing his way into India. That clearly hasn't happened. And the government making it stand clear that we will not let anybody bulldoze the interests of our farmers, our MSMEs, as well as our entrepreneurs. My colleague Rishabh is joining us for more on this. Rishabh, a big statement coming in from the government of India, Piyush Goyal making that statement in the Lok Sabha, saying that India is a flourishing economy. It is the 4th largest economy of the world. It's the top 5 economy. It is a $4 trillion economy, and therefore anybody who says that it's a dead economy really needs to look at what all I'm listing as far as what the Indian economy has been able to achieve and the fact that our national interest is paramount.
One thing is clear, Indian government has maintained this.
Well, one thing is clear, Indian government has maintained this, and be it on record, off camera, off record as well. We have spoken to multiple leaders in government of India, multiple officials who are part of negotiations as well, and one thing has been made very clear, that India's interest is paramount, and that is something that cannot be negotiated upon. B, India is very clear that we can give very limited scope in dairy as well as in agri sector, because that is something which is a red line and we cannot cross that, and that is something that many suggest within the government that has infuriated Donald Trump, given that GM crop is a red line that India is not agreeing upon. And remember, when it comes to domestic politics of United States, most of the Republican states are pro GM crops, and that is something that Washington right now is not able to digest, that India is not agreeing to GM crops. Apart from that, taking a cue from Piyush Goyal, the Minister for Industry and Commerce, his statement in Lok Sabha has been made very clear that India will work for the betterment of its agriculture, agri sector, as well as MSMEs, which means that small and medium businesses will not be left to fend for themselves, and that is the reason that negotiations are small. One more thing that has come out very clear, that the interim deal that was being talked about is out of question now, and majorly India is trying to ensure that we have a quote-unquote mutually beneficial bilateral trade agreement with Washington that we are looking at by November this year.
Absolutely. Piyush Goyal also listed out the kind of bilateral trade agreements that India has had with UK, with UAE and several other countries, and we are working towards that in America's case as well. But Pragya, my colleague, also joins us. Pragya, a strong statement and a rebuttal, in fact, coming in from the government as far as opposition charges are concerned against what Donald Trump has been saying. The minister making it clear that India is looking at the interest of our farmers and our entrepreneurs and not really, running after getting bulldozed into Donald Trump's and America's ways.
Absolutely right. In fact, what Mr. Piyush Goyal has said, this is a very factual statement, but also, it is also political in nature, where he says that, government is also examining the implication of just announced 25% US tariff on Indian goods. And he also made it very sure and also communicated to the opposition as well that we are talking to all the stakeholders, be it farmers, be it MSME or the trade unions or anyone who is doing business with the US. We are talking to everyone to know their opinion as well. We just got to know that 25% tariff has been levied, and we are also analyzing it. This is the factual statement and position of the government as of today. But what we are gathering from our sources is also that the government is saying that we cannot just put everything on stage. We cannot open up agriculture economy because then farmers will be badly hit. We cannot, in fact, open for GM crops that also America was pressurizing. Also, we need to know that there is also a delegation from the US that may be coming in because negotiations are still on. This is a very, factual, as a fact matter of statement by also the Commerce Minister. We also know that there is a delegation that may be coming in for more negotiations, and this may be also the tweets that the social media posts that we had seen from President Trump may have been to put pressure on India for that negotiations. But India is very sure that we are not going to go down. We are ready to negotiate on terms that are maybe beneficial for both the countries, but agriculture and dairy sector is off bounds as far as US is concerned. Trade deal is concerned. So that on that point, in fact, government is pretty clear right now, and this is why they're talking to the stakeholders, be it farmers, MSMEs, also taking their opinion as to what the problems that they would be facing up to 25% of the tariff, and what government actually can do for them to ease this situation for them.
In fact, this statement was long awaited since yesterday, Pragya and Rishabh, since Donald Trump made that announcement of 25% tariffs plus that penalty for buying Russian oil and military equipment. And now, of course, we have that statement, extremely balanced, extremely logical in the kind of clarification that has come in from the government of India as far as the response to Donald Trump is concerned.